Assalamu alaikum. Today in this video I will solve for you people few problems from the lecture slide Inequalities, and here we have fifth problem from the lecture slides. Negative 2x strictly greater than 4. So we need to solve this inequality. And why it is called inequality? We know that where we use these samples, these are the four samples, that is strictly less than and greater than and less than equal to or greater than equal to. These are the samples or the sign which we use to express the algebraic expression that is called the inequality. So to solve this inequality, we need to solve this inequality for the variable x, and we need to find the value of x. So as we discussed earlier, that how we can solve any inequality or equation for any variable, we need to find out the value of that particular variable. So whatever is in the addition or subtraction or in multiplication or in division along with this inequality, we need to shift that to the other side and we need to find out the value of that variable. And here you can see that as we have now 2 minus 2x strictly greater than 4, so we need to find the value of x, and we need to remove this negative 2 from this left side, and for this we need to divide this by negative 2. And as we are performing whatever operation on the left hand side of the inequality, we need to perform that on the right side as well. So on both sides of the inequality we will divide by negative 2. So it was the rule for the inequalities that whenever we multiply by the negative number or divide by the negative number, so we will reverse the inequality as we discussed in the first lecture. So here I will re-explain that if we have any number, we take any number from the real line. Let's say 1 is strictly less than 2. So when we will multiply negative on both sides, the sign of inequality will be reverse. And why it happens so, here you can check it on the number line, that on the number line where the number lies 1 and 2, and we know that to the right side the origin, if we are approaching toward positive infinity, we are getting bigger and bigger number, and if we approach to the negative infinity from the left side of the origin, we will get the smaller number. And we know that here the 1 is less than 2. So when we will multiply with the negative on each side of the inequality, now you can see that why we reverse this inequality sign, because here we know that this negative 2 is strictly less than negative 1. So that's why we switch the sign, or we reverse the sign of inequality whenever we multiply or divide by the negative number. So from here we will get the solution x is strictly less than negative 2. So this is the solution of the inequality. And in alternate way, we can rewrite it in the interval form. So that is this one. And here we are using this open bracket, and I told you many times that we will never use the close bracket with the negative infinity or the positive infinity. So we will always use here the open bracket or this parenthesis. So here on the right side also we will use the open interval bracket, so because we have the strictly less than negative 2. So this is the solution of this inequality. And how we can represent this solution on the number line like this way, as we have the upper bound of this interval -2. So here we will start the line from here and it will goes toward the negative infinity. So this is the solution. And why here we have the hole, we have a circle, and we will not fill it up because this -2 itself is not included in the interval. This is not in the solution of the that inequality, -2x strictly greater than 4. So now what do we mean by, now we have find the solution, we represent it on the number line, and now why it is called the solution? Because here if we take any arbitrary number from this interval, that will must satisfy the this inequality. Let us take -2, as we are excluding it, we are using the open interval. We said that this -2 is not the solution, not a part of this interval, not the solution of that inequality. Let us check that why it is so. So here we will write the inequality and we will substitute x -2 this time, and we will see that we will get back 4 is strictly greater than 4. It is not the true inequality. It doesn't satisfy this inequality, this -2 number. So this is not the solution of that inequality. But if we take any of number in between this interval, that will must satisfy the inequality. Let us take here any other number -2 from this interval. So when we will substitute this -3 in this inequality, we will see that it will must satisfy